Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and today I am here with creator of Daddydoll Cosmetics, Instagram model, and For My Fans content creator, Daddydoll,
Oh
who
my
is
gosh, thank
launching.
you.
You're welcome. Who is launching Daddydoll Cosmetics soon? How you doing today, sexy?
I am doing great, and thanks again for having me. This is something that I've never done before, so I'm a little nervous, but thank you so much for having me. I'm already having
Of
so much fun.
course. Work. So you're originally from Mexico, right?
I am 100% born and raised Mexican. Yeah, lived there the first 24 years of my life, and then I moved to this country back in 2014. Whoa, yesterday, if you will.
I'm not gonna start doing math. I'm pretty. I don't have to know how to do math. So wait, you moved here in 2014 when you were how old?
I did right after finish my school because you know what? I love my Mexican. I love my country so much, but being a little queer little boy right there, it was really tough. So the first chance that I got, I was like, you know what? Love you guys, but see ya.
Yeah.
I'm out.
So, what was it like for you growing up as a kid?
It was, I have to say, I had a pretty normal childhood. It's like I was always the good grades kind of a boy, like the very friendly, very like by the book and like whatever mom and dad said kind of a person. I will say that. Also,
Yeah.
I have to say, I had a very normal childhood until I made it to middle school. That's when things got a little bit more violent. Because I started to, like deep a little bit more into like who I was and what I liked, and definitely finding that I was very fucking gay. And I was like, wow, that's when things started to become a little bit more uncomfortable for me in the city that I grew up at. But
Of
other than
course.
that, yeah, it was good. She was a good girl. She was a good girl.
As we all were.
Absolutely.
When until we
You can
started
speak for
moving it. Until we started moving out on our own, and that's when we started causing trouble. Um,
I know, right? I'm like, once mom and dad were in there, I'm like, baby, nothing's gonna stop us now. Period.
yeah, I would say so. Mexico, you probably had like a pretty I would say in theory, I don't know, but you can correct me if I'm wrong about this.
Yeah.
Probably had a pretty conservative, like religious upbringing, right?
You know what? The funny thing is like I used not to. Like my family was super chill for all the gay agenda and for all that stuff and the homosexuals and shit. But there was a point in my life where my brother got diagnosed with cancer, and he was really like actually really sick. By the time that he got officially diagnosed with that, he only had like at least 2 months um before the cancer will like I don't know, like take over his entire body, right? So
Yeah.
from having a very chill family, my parents at least became very religious because me and my family kind of like experienced what I don't know how do you want to call it, but some people call it like a miracle, and it was my brother just healing in 2 weeks. Like after 2 weeks, he was just okay, and we were like, "What the fuck is going on?" So my
Right.
parents kind of got, I don't want to say trapped because I feel like holding on to faith when you need that thing to happen the most is like it can be helpful in healing for you, but my parents took it to another level, like to like a little cuckoo level, if you will, when they got too attached to the Bible and all that stuff. And yeah, I went from like a very chill family to like you're gonna go to hell if you don't do this and if you don't do this and that kind of a family, like it was really interesting. And the fact that I was able to manage all that, it was, I don't know how I did that, but we did it.
See, I would say I had the thing was my family was always super religious, but like
Mhm.
it was once my mom got sick where she started
Mhm.
becoming like super religious.
Wow,
And
sounds familiar. Totally.
yeah, although unlike the good ending of your story, my mom ended up passing away. So like
I'm sorry to hear.
yeah. That was when I was 18. So
Mhm.
and then we'll wait for that. So,
Scroll past, baby. Scroll past. We dolified ourselves already.
no, 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 no. It's connected to my next question. What I'm about to say. So,
Mhm.
what was it like for you coming out as gay?
Oh my God. If I could pick a word, I will say, I will pick two words actually. Fucking chaotic. Like, imagine having all this, like, Jesus freak people behind you 24/7 because they suspect that you're gay. And now, when you confirm that to them, everything just like fell apart so quick and really bad. I remember I was with this ex partner back in the day in high school. I was probably like 18 or probably 19 at the time. And I really was into this person. And I was like, you know what? I mean, 19 years old, what did we know? What did I know about love? You know, for me, it was like, you're the one and I'll fight for you no matter what. So I was like, you know what? I feel like it's the time for me to tell my parents about my truth and my reality and how I feel and the things that I have to endure, like secretly and suffer secretly just because I don't have them, you know, or their support. Um, so when I finally decided to come clear to them, I remember I got in a huge fight with my mom for another random reason, and I had to go to my grandma's for a weekend in order for me to just like chill, decompress, and be like, you know what, you don't deserve this version of myself. We're gonna talk later. Um, so I wrote this huge ass letter about me, pretty much expressing how I felt and my reality and my truth. And I was like, I wish I could put this into words, but you know, it's just the way I am. And I'm sorry to disappoint you, and I'm sorry to disappoint everyone, but like it or not, like this is me. And I decided to read that to my father before because I don't know, families in Mexico work a little different. At least it's more like a matriarchy kind of dynamic. So you have to be scared of your mom and la chancla if you don't behave. You know, the
Yeah,
chancla, it's always gonna be the chancla. And your dad is like, it's okay, but your dad is your friend, you know, but your mom is the fucking motherfucking boss ass bitch, you
yeah,
know. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play it safe. I'll tell my dad first, and then depending how the testing the waters part goes, I'm gonna come out to my mom. Um, and I invited my dad for a coffee or whatever, and I was like, you know what? I have something to tell you. And I was reading this letter to him, and he didn't say a fucking word. And I was like, red flag number one. He just drove me back home. He tells me to get in my room. And next thing I know, my mom and he left the house. And I was like, there's no possible positive outcome from this. This is giving me a lot of drama already. And exactly that's what happened. Right after I came back, the yelling, the crying, that how could you, that I wish you were dead, I wish, like all those things came like a vomit from them. And again, I forgave them, like I decided to forgive them long ago because it was healthier for me not to carry all those things. And I was like, you know what? No one, no one's gonna tell anyone how to be a good parent, you know. And my parents, they just think they knew it all, and that was the main problem. I think they thought just because they knew the Bible, which for them that was their truth, they thought that
hmm
they could put that on me, onto me, you know. And I was like, no, guys, I don't think that's gonna be for me at all. Like, I appreciate you, but if you want me dead, like I can make myself fucking vanish if you don't want me around. Like, bye. And yeah, right after that, it's when I decided to finally just move out of my country and just escape all that bad juju and bad energy for good.
Well,
Hmm.
family was not the people I had problems with. I did have a problem with my coming out.
Wow.
So I will say, in some ways, you had it difficult. I gave it to you, having to tell two parents.
Mm-hmm.
I came out 4 months after my mom died, so like I only had to tell my dad,
Okay.
which was so much. And my dad was like accepting, and I have an older sister who was accepting.
I fucking love that for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
The person I shouldn't have come out to was a youth minister at the church, because I told him about this performance idea I had with a knife and how I'd like practiced it because I'm theatric,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And like, so he left the room. He came back in about 10 minutes later. He said, "You have one of two options. Either you're coming with me or I'm calling the cops."
Oh my god. And the cops,
So,
they're not an option. Yeah. Oh my god.
no, I went with him to get a psych eval, a psychological exam.
For what though? Oh my god. Okay.
I I
That's
passed it.
good.
I passed it. He lied to make it seem like I was lying on the exam. And as a result, I got locked in a mental institution for 64 hours.
Holy shit.
Hmm.
I mean, and I feel like what makes us like really that bitch is like if you're able and capable to move on from that very like traumatic experience, like that speak very highly of you and of me.
Yes.
And the fact that we found the right coping mechanisms to just like stick true to ourselves, and instead of like, I don't know, because I feel like the easy way it's always gonna be, I don't know, like creating more trouble to yourself, you know, like once you're really synced in like a very dark spot, is like what can go like worse than this. It's like you just like try to be like have a little bit more self-destructive
Yeah.
attitude, you know. And the fact that we did the opposite and we were able to turn something so traumatic into something productive, or art in this case, is like it's
Yeah.
very me.
It's like any of the trauma I've been through,
Hmm.
it's just made me stronger. It's like
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
it's like whatever. It's like this is my truth. It's like I've been that's happened to me. I've been sexually assaulted twice. Like there is nothing that you can like throw at me now that like I
Absolutely, yeah.
I, I can't handle. Like I can
Hmm.
handle it. Bring it.
Absolutely. And the fact that you have this platform to help more people, it's like really, really fucking amazing to
Yeah.
and to tell your truth to. It's really fucking amazing, to be honest. But yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. A good Carly Clarkson will say she was really fucking right, honestly.
100.
But yeah, also like what it will be for us to be gays and not to have to endure trauma, you know? I feel like it's so funny that you mentioned that, because I was at a position a couple weeks ago. I had this interview for a project that came across my way that I was not expecting to even be part of, or like even think about of, you know, like I cannot share much
Oh.
about that right now, but it was so unexpected because it's an offer that I happened to receive 2 years after I applied for this offer, right? Like
Oh
2 years
wow.
after this happened, these people just got in touch with me, and we had a couple meetings already in terms of like what the project will be and stuff. But right before I got into the interview, I was like, if is this gonna be for me, Mother Universe? Like, bring it, send it. I think I'm ready. But if you don't think that I'm ready to have this voice and to have this platform, send whatever adversity I have to go through in order for me to learn what I need to learn, that it's going to take me to the next better me level. You know what I mean? Because,
Yeah.
like you said, whatever that it's not, yeah, like whatever reason, like whatever situation that puts you onto a test, it
Yeah.
always makes you be better at being yourself and become stronger. Mm-hmm.
Of course. And like this is the thing. In some ways, I would say gays of our generation are going to be much stronger than gays of future generations simply
Oh,
because of
sure.
the fact that most of them don't have to struggle when they come out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you all come out and you have loving parents. I'm like, must be
That's
fuck
such a
must be
blessing.
fuck yeah, must be fucking
Uh-huh.
nice bitch. Like
Right? No, seriously though. And as far as I'm concerned, like I am really happy that this generation is way more accepting, and parents nowadays are more accepting to their queer or gay children, because maybe I feel like not having that support, it can really give you a hard time for sure. Especially because me at the time when I came out of the closet, I was like literally like going to college full time and having to work full time to be able to pay my school at the same time. And it was a very crucial part of my life where I didn't have not even like 1% of their support. Like
Yeah,
it was like, okay, if you not make it on your own, and if you don't do things for yourself, like literally no one else is gonna do them for you.
exactly.
Uh,
Like that's why I always say, especially people who want to do like this platform, like
mhm.
podcasting, if you aren't ready to have to put in the effort to actually try and get guests, you will drown.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make it. Like I love people who are like, first of all, unless you were famous before you did a podcast, you ain't handed nothing. Like,
Hmm. Yeah. None of us. We all start from zero,
yeah,
zero. And like you
eh,
said, I feel like the thing that differentiates people is like whoever's got the courage to get things going. Like you're always looking for people to work with. It's like I'm always looking for the next trend to follow, or the next formula to try, or like
yeah.
I don't know, like this look, or like whatever. It's like you're investing your time in something that you think it's gonna provide with better things for the future. Or like just being yourself and expressing yourself.
So, okay. I didn't write this question this way, but I'm gonna ask it a different way. So, from coming from Mexico, what made you choose Boston?
Mm, so I had this friend at the time, and she had another friend who was living in San Francisco by the time that we finished college. Um, she's a very talented fashion designer, Victoria. I love her so much. And I finished my school, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I need to chill before deciding if I'm gonna either do my master's or like specialize on something else or like whatever. Like I needed a break from school. I was like, enough. So I had this offer from my bestie to move to Boston for the summer. She was like, you know what? I think Boston is gonna do you very well, and it's gonna give you like the time and the space to just like clear up your mind and whatever. And it happened that Victoria moved from San Francisco to Boston, and she got her own place. And I knew her from Mexico, so that's why I had the facility to come to live with her. Because
Oh,
she was already having a living in Massachusetts when I moved there.
yeah,
So I will say, more than anything, like a specific reason, like having someone that I knew and that I trusted already living there and telling me
yeah,
that she knew that the city was gonna do some good for me. I trusted her 100%.
right.
And then
Because
a
I
boy who
will.
convinced me to move.
Well, see, but you have to live with people now. Because, like, back when I moved away from home, because I did live away from home for 4 years, I
Mhm.
moved to Orlando, but, like, I lived in Orlando back when it was, like, affordable.
Okay, not
Like,
anymore.
not
Girl,
anymore. No, like, I lived, and believe it or not, being in Boston, you're going to think this is crazy, but this is literally, I lived in a one bedroom, one bathroom apartment, and I paid $700 a month in rent.
there's no way. Like here in Boston, that is like not
But
happening.
this was before the economy is the way that it is now. Back in 2015, 16, when
Hmm.
I moved out, you could do that. Now, forget it. Like,
No, baby, you need at least like a good two good roommates here in Boston to make it happen if you're not rich.
and I also lived in the bad part of town, which
Hmm. I have to
wasn't exactly what everybody wanted. It helps me when I started having sex, but
absolutely. I mean, having your own privacy changes everything. Everything. Although I'm trying to step away a little from my hookup. era at the moment. Because I feel like, I don't know, when you hit the 30 somethings, maybe, I don't know if it's an age thing, but at the moment, like, I've been just trying to focus like 100% on myself. And I feel like
Well,
this little man companion sometimes can distract me. And I'm like, maybe let's step away for at least for a good 3 weeks.
babe, let me tell you the truth.
I tell
Here's
you,
what you need.
I'm not doing
Here,
good. I'm not doing good.
here's what you need to do. You need to find you one person that you can consistently have sex
Oh,
with.
baby,
That's what
absolutely.
I. That is what I have. That's why, like,
My regular dad is just one text or call away from me. I'm like, baby, you know my body, come over. There's no need for me to tell you a single thing. Slay.
that's why all these people who are out here, like, I mean, granted, like hooking up with different people's cute when you're in like your early 20s. I'm in my late 20s now, so like,
Mhm.
I'm like,
Then
no.
you get tired. Yeah, I'm like, the same old for real. I'm
Well,
like Nicki Minaj said, it's like I just want my mates to come, like, use me and abuse me, and then like go back from where you came from. Like, baby, I don't have the time. It gets a little complicated when you're like craving that intimacy part of that. Is like I really want you, or like at least to cuddle me a little bit right after, but usually I don't have that.
your friends with benefits doesn't cuddle with you, like,
Um, I don't feel like any of my regulars are to that level. I feel like, yeah, it's just like, hi, have you been, down to business, and then see you next time, kind of a vibe.
no, I cuddle every time. Like,
Uh-huh. Girl, how can you? Now I need to tell, like, you need to teach me some classes here, because I'm not good at that. And again, I feel like because intimacy is like something really cute that you really have to share with someone that really it's worth your time and your energy. Like I wouldn't
yeah,
give that to like anyone.
no, it's like the thing is, I've been living at home since 2019, and we've been hooking up with each other since then. So, like,
Mhm.
we're a
There's
few years in. Yeah,
uh-huh.
and and this is the thing that would I would say that would turn into a relationship if we did not have two completely different goals.
Gotcha. Yes.
He wants to stay in Florida because he's originally from California. I have lived in Florida my whole life. I want to leave.
You're like, I'm ready. Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very important to share with your significant other the same ideals, or at least like the same
Yeah.
level of ambition. And yeah, sadly, I feel like in terms of like relationships for me, it's been hard for me to find a man that actually can keep up with like me having this crazy dreams. And like sometimes I feel like they think that I'm insane, and I'm like, no, baby, I just like to look things on the future. It's like, and if you don't want to be supportive of my craziness, it's like I don't think this is gonna work out from the very beginning.
Which, first of all, not to stereotype, but to
Mhm.
stereotype a little bit. You're Mexican, of course you're a little bit crazy.
Oh, baby, yeah,
Like,
it's in my genetics.
seriously, like, I love when people are like, "Oh, they want someone who's calm." It's like, so you want someone who's boring?
Uh-huh. Define that to me. Define calm to me, please. I definitely have a lot of salt and pepper to offer, a lot of spice and condiments to like throw onto everyone and everything. It's like it's the way that I am. I was
Well,
raised by the television, and that was like Mexican telenovelas. That always gets you right.
of course I know. Literally, I know this because other than black men, I'm primarily with Latino men. So,
Hmm.
like, I know this. Like, as I say, being a thicker bitch with an ass, like,
You gotta do what you
that's
gotta
what
do,
they want.
baby. Yes,
It,
that's what they love. What can we do?
so So when did you first start getting involved with makeup?
It was I will say what, maybe like 7 years ago at this point. The makeup journey for me started this random day in April when I was just like scrolling on my Twitter, and I was like, okay, dick, butthole, dick, whatever. And then this video, legit, I was like, dick, butthole, dick. And then this video of Mrs. Ariana Grande performing "Be Alright" with this very Vogue kind of a choreo situation that she had going on her tour. I was so mesmerized by that. I was like, wow. And again, I come from a country where, God forbid, I was being caught like talking about lipsticks or lip gloss or makeup or like skincare. Like, that's for the girlies, like, you don't do that, Martin. You don't do that. It's not for you. And it's not okay. So I
Yeah,
was like, one day, something just like literally like out of nowhere, I was like, what if I try to transform in this bitch? Like, I was like, I want to be Ariana Grande performing Be Alright for Halloween. And then I started learning, watching videos, like trying products and like conceal my brows and do the whole thing. And I got it right. Like, I got Ariana Grande to the fucking T, to be honest, in 5 or 6 months. And after that, I just became attached to like the power of like transforming yourself. It's like it takes just like, I mean, granted, it was like a 5 hour makeup or and getting ready situation to achieve that
yeah,
Ariana Grande for Halloween. But I was like, it's so major for me how makeup just like makes you be whoever you want to be. For those days when I'm like, Martin, it's just tired or overused or like whatever. It's like I put on my makeup and it's like Daddydoll comes into action and she's got it all together and she's ready to fucking slay. And that's how Ariana Grande made me love makeup and the drag scene
work.
too. What a queen. And now it developed into like, I went from this phase of okay, I was like, okay, I found myself really passionate about it, and I was like, okay, let's try to bring this passion into something that you can actually make money of. So I try to have my clients, and I was doing my makeup on the side and freelancing for weddings and parties and stuff. And then I realized that I was like, you know what? I get such a good high from doing makeup for other people that I just feel like it's not okay for me to be paid for that. Like, it just felt, I was like, yeah, it's my passion. I don't want this to become my office job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to turn this into something that I might hate in the course of like 3 years. Like, I didn't want to risk that. And I went from that to start creating actual makeup products and mixing things and like playing with different shadows and formulas and just going like full chemist in my room and just
Yeah,
trying everything. And I was like, wow, like, I feel like my love for makeup translates in a way that I would love to create makeup for people that they feel like they're the weirdos or like the ones that they don't belong. Because I want
work.
them to feel like empowered and like that they can just be whoever they want to be, period.
Yeah.
Hmm.
See,
And that's
Daddy
what
Doll.
we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Daddy Doll said 5 to 6 hours. Literally, the reason is as a drag queen, as a performer, I'm a musician first, so like I
Mhm.
sing live every time I perform. So I don't,
Oh,
as I say,
there you go. Uh-huh.
so like I always wear sunglasses. So like I don't know how to do eyes. So like
Uh-huh.
it does not take me hours. I can literally get ready in about 30 minutes. Like,
Baby. Absolutely. Again, a girl on the go, but whenever you want me to, baby, I can dollify you and give you that beat.
of
You're
course,
gorgeous already, bitch.
I definitely will let you know because like I will say this.
We can
Somebody's
keep
like,
the brows though. We can keep the brows.
yeah. Some people are like, you could just practice it. I'm like, I only get in drag to get on camera. I can't be looking fucking crazy with like I've seen some people go through their like eye journey. I'm like, you ain't gonna have me looking a fool when I'm interviewing somebody. No.
No, thank you. No, thank you. A good Fendi will do the job, and then you put on this gorgeous glasses, slay.
Yes.
But it's different
Exactly.
for the makeup journey, and again, it's different for everyone. And I was like, the first concept that I had for my brand was like, okay, the non-binary and the power of becoming and being who you are and like expressing like no gender or whatever. But then I was like, you know what? That's a fight that it's so personal, like self-expression, it's so personal that I'm like, I cannot tell you or teach you how to do how you should be doing your makeup. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna tell the girlies out there how they're supposed to be doing their thing because we're all gonna do whatever works for us and whatever makes us
Exactly.
feel like more fierce, yeah. And what works for me, it's not gonna work for other people. But the thing with my brand, it's like I want people to like get to a product where it's gonna look like chaotic and artistic and it's gonna make
Yeah.
you want to use it and explore it and like get crazy with it. That's what I really want.
And not only that, like I'm just looking at you a little bit. One thing that I don't think you have to do is something I definitely don't have to do. You don't have to contour your nose, do you?
Oh, and I
'Cause-
don't contour my nose.
No, that's
No,
what that's what
that
I'm saying.
trend never got me. Uh-huh.
That's what I had somebody who wanted me to put them in drag one time, and they're like, first
Uh-huh.
of all, they had like a shark nose. I'm like, I don't know how to make that smaller. Like, I cannot help you, baby. Like,
You're like,
go,
I love you, but this is no contour situation.
yeah,
No, honestly, and again, makeup shouldn't be about like trying to disguise your flaws or like try to hide them. Makeup should be something that it's just gonna enhance you and like move you from like 0 to like 10 in like in terms of like how you present to the world. Know how you perceive yourself in the mirror or how you see yourself in the mirror. It's like how you present out there, right? Because baby,
right.
I definitely feel my best when I'm like half naked and covered in glitter for sure. And like nothing can stop me when I'm like half naked and covered in glitter, pretty much.
He's saying half naked. Oh, sorry. They're saying half naked. They're being nice. Like
Mhm.
they'd rather be full naked, covered in glitter.
Oh,
Like,
imagine. I mean, that's the full fantasy. Seriously, like, just wake up and be like, ah, glitter all over, slay, no clothes, slay.
bitch wants to be in that Kesha like stripper realness. Like,
Oh my god, Stripperella raised me, to be honest, from MTV. If you ever watched that, you were a real one. Stripperella, it was a cartoon, and I think Pamela Anderson did the voicing for the main character. Pretty much like a superhero stripper. That's the plot.
work.
I base like most of my personality because of that character.
So, what made you want to start doing a For My Fans account instead of an OnlyFans account?
Um, Now that's a very good question. I have to say, I was doing my research because before I jumped into this unexplored making content for adults kind of a world, right? I was like, you know what? Like, I want to be ready. I want to do my part and just like do some research. And I was looking at some point that a lot of content creators were having issues with the payout situation. I think it was a thing on Twitter at some point that a lot of people was having issues trying to cash out their stuff, right? Or that they will like request a cash out part payment and they will like get it like after. And then I saw that people on For My Fans, since it was a newer platform, they weren't having like any sort of issues. And honestly, it was just because of that. I feel like the reputation. And maybe like call me whatever, but I've been always this type of person that is like, I don't want to do like what everyone like what the majority of people is doing. It's just like a personal choice. I'm just like that. I'm like, why OnlyFans when I can pick For My Fans instead
Right.
or
I
whatever.
mean, of course. Why? Of course, I get that. Literally being the person who's like, so I guess I'll just go into like my
Don't get me
performing
wrong.
history.
I do have an OnlyFans account, but it's just like to follow my favorite models and like
Oh,
people
okay.
like to like talk or collaborate in the future because I'm
Yeah.
one of my plans is to take this platform a little bit more serious too.
Yeah. See, my thing is,
I like it. I like it a
I
lot.
I love all you content creators. I have too many of y'all on to subscribe to all of you. So like, I love your work. I support your work. Literally, go follow this bitches for my fans. Like, give a bitch money. But
It's
if I
about to
but
get
if
better, baby. It's only gonna get better.
but if I gave every content creator I've had on here money, I'd be broke. Like,
Oh yeah, baby. I know. I'm like, and again, it's because I support their art, and I feel like
yeah,
a lot of like why I wanted to become involved in this is because I, like inside me, I always knew that I was gonna do this at some point. I was like, you're already giving all this man all this eye candy on your daily. Might as well just level up, you know? You're already there. Just need a little push. Yeah. Life's too short not to try everything, to be honest.
exactly. And it's
Yeah.
like that's why I did this podcast because like living in a small town, the drag queens don't like me here. Well, I shouldn't say that they don't like me here. They should talk what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, guess what? I'm gonna give myself a podcast. I'm gonna start interviewing people, and I'll shit talk you all you want. Because like, what are you gonna do? You gonna cancel me from gigs I already am not booked for? Go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead, cancel me. Like,
Answer me, yeah. It's your art, it's what you do, and also like not everyone has to understand it. You know, as long as you're making moves, that it's everything that should matter at the end.
no, I have my drag sister around here. That's like my one drag friend, and she was like, she saw what I was doing, and she's like, "You're doing it." Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have to give a shout out to her, Salma love her, another
Love her
Mexican.
too.
Yeah,
We love her.
and like for the rest of them, it's like I've had one other drag queen from this area on
Mm-hmm.
around here, and like she's someone I've vibed with, but like other than that, literally one of the drag queens who was my drag sister's former drag mother,
Mm-hmm.
literally was like has like shit talked my drag before. I've heard it. I went to an event that my drag sister was at that she was hosting at once.
Mm-hmm.
Time. She was hitting on me. She did. I wasn't in drag. She was hitting on me. She didn't know who I was.
Make it make sense. We girlies here are our only mission is to hyped up each other and just like lift each other in what we do.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's not that complicated. It's not that hard. Like, how can we make progress and how can we make or give our community our a stronger voice if we're not here for each other? Right? It's like if someone's laying, recognize and be like, yes, bitch, go for
yeah.
it. I'm here for you, you know, instead of
Like
trying
I,
to put her down.
yeah. I am all here for Daddydoll work. Like,
Thank you. I'm
yeah,
very excited for everyone to get to see what I've been cooking for the past. I have to say maybe 3 years at this point because the first Daddy Doll palette was ready to go, but I have to go through a very chaotic breakup situation about 9 months ago. So I have to scrap the full entire project, and we are doing it again. And this time it's it's more real, and it comes from a place of a lot of healing and a lot of love
yeah.
for what I do and for the people that follows me too.
Work.
Hmm.
So, what's the freakiest thing that you've done while filming?
Oh, we're getting this. We're getting into this. So let me tell you one thing. I'm pretty new in this world, right? And my first
Yeah.
official collab was with Mr. Austin Wolf. I know a lot
Oh,
of
work.
opinions are very divided in between, like in terms of his online persona. I knew what I was setting myself for before I came into that collaboration. But I have to say, like the craziest thing that has happened to me, it was getting to meet him like out of nowhere. I was just like in P Town for the 4th of July. I was living my best, half naked, covered in glitter life. And yeah, we just connected. And honestly, we filmed about like 4 times. but only one of the videos made the cut, the one that he posted, and we both posted on our websites. But the craziest thing was that right after we had the first session, he introduces me to this his sweet, lovely partner. But I was like literally still naked when he was introducing me to this his significant other, and I was like, wait, so nice meeting you though. But I was like legit like freshly fucked, which I thought it was really funny because I was like, I want what they have, low key. Like that is the power couple that I deserve.
First of all, bitch, don't lie to me acting like you had shame. Like, please.
Again, it was not shame. It was just like an explore territory. Like you're talking to your monogamous only kind of relationship person. So for me, it was like, whoa, like having to
Um,
get to know that there's like couples that can make it work that way. It's very fucking inspiring to me, and it's what I want at the end of the day from my significant other too, or from my partner.
yeah. See, I've never been in a monogamous relationship, so I don't know what that's like. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know her. I've never
Who
like,
is she? Yeah. I'm a victim because of my background, like my religious background and the Mexican social constructs and all that. But after this failed relationship, I've been putting myself out there and trying things that I've never did before, and exploring my sexuality and my queerness in terms of like not wanting to settle but still wanting to find that level of intimacy and like boyfriend or couple status. Like I know I'm gonna get it eventually.
yeah. And like you look young, which I'm
Hmm.
saying that because you told me you're in your 30s, so like,
I'm 32.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Still a little girl from from the small town, if you will. She's still learning a lot.
I'm saying that like I'm so much younger than you. I'm literally 29. So like,
Which I have to say, let me tell you, it gets better. The more we grow, the better life and the crazier things just get. It's insane.
well,
A
this
lot of
was
people say like, "I once you hit your 30s and you're gay, it's like you're 65 for the world." I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's like I don't care about age. It's just a freaking number.
and it's like first of all, that's for all the white gays out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you go with men who aren't white, they don't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a damn that you're over 25.
It's like, yeah, we'll take you. We accept you.
It's like if if they see that ass and then all of a sudden they get hard,
I'm
that's
like,
all they need.
baby, there's no need to know the age, bitch. When there's me, you don't ask. You just go for it.
But I mean, you do set some boundaries. Like I have one. It's literally the easiest thing. This is me in my power bottom era, which is simply if you're not eating my ass before you fuck me, you're not fucking me.
Legit. You gotta take the time. Like the foreplay has to be there for sure. And I want it to be like at least like a 30-minute session in order for me to be like prepared. It's like treat a doll like a doll deserves to be treated before you get it.
30. Wow.
I would say like a good 25, 30. Play with me, get to know me, and then like dive in, bitch.
Yes.
And I'm gonna put this an example because it was like the last like consistent relationship that I had, like my last partner. The sex was just like so performative for like 2 years. Oh my god, it was just like we needed to be there just because we had to, not because we wanted to. And I was like, why am I even still here? I was like, I feel like sex, it's a very important thing of like sharing the same libido with the person that you want to spend your time with. It's very fucking
Yeah.
important.
Of course. Like, this is the thing. I've gotten spoiled with the friends with benefits. So, like, any man,
They know
like,
you.
this is the thing. He's very much he can go 5, 6 times, like
Oh my
boom,
god,
boom, 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 boom,
man,
boom.
I'm over. You
If
don't,
you
you
were,
don't find them quite often here. You
yeah,
don't find them anymore.
if he was your type, maybe I would, but he likes them a little thicks like me.
Ooh, a little slappy slappy, never hurt nobody. Now,
Exactly.
question is like, do you usually go like super rough, or you're more like on the vanilla side, or like,
Um, uh, he knows how to like ebb and flow. Like he knows how to go like rough,
which
rough,
line?
rough. He usually is like a little bit soft and then like goes rough and then like
Mhm.
once he's getting towards the end, like where he starts like coming, that's when he'll start like going rougher and
Real
then like
vocal, yeah.
once I feel the dick pulsate in me, like and
With
he
it,
drops.
you're like, with I did that. I did that. You know, I like to call myself like a little dominatrix kind of a thing. I'm very like a little controlative in bed. It's like, hi babe, are you ready to be like literally used by me? Welcome. Like, I don't fuck men. I don't like them to fuck me even if I'm the bottom. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna get that energy, like dumb bottom vibes.
That's exactly that's how like somebody who's like I've had guys who are like I would love to dominate you. I'm like, bitch, who?
You and who else?
It's
Please.
like it's like you dominated me,
Uh-huh.
baby. No,
Mm-mm. Sometimes
it
you can read the vibe though, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna let this men to do their thing because you get that good vibe. But if it's not that, I'm like, I'm taking control.
no.
I'm
I
making
literally
sense here.
I literally just had a guy like yesterday as I was on my way to work. He's like he's like come suck up a load or two, and I'm like block. Like nope,
It's
wrong, baby, wrong.
yeah, zero. I will give zero to that line. Zero.
Yeah,
It's like we don't have to be like soulmates or whatever, but at least have the decency to approach me with like some level of respect. It's like
yeah,
expecting a good person to get in bed with me, at least.
yeah. And it yeah, have like you don't gotta like treat me like I'm a saint, but like be a little fucking respectful.
I
Like
know, right? I'm like, if you're not paying, you're not calling me that, sir. Seriously. Uh-huh.
yes, get
You
that
don't get to
money.
call me
Like
names. If you're not fucking putting that buck in my pocket, no, baby. We're not talking business.
yeah, that's like it's like okay, it's like how much you gonna pay me? And this guy definitely was not gonna pay me. Like
Hmm. Maybe I've been thinking about starting this business about like letting people spank me at the club for $5. I've been seriously considering that. I'm like, in this economy, I want to get my QR code here on my fucking shoulder and be like, spanks $5 and have fun. Have fun, dude. It's so funny because I did that one night because this guy got like approached me. I was like, "Oh, you look good. Can I spank you?" And he went in and he was like, "How was it?" And one of my besties was there, and I was like, "Is that all you got for real?" And he went like harder, and then my friend was like, "You should start charging for that." And I was like, "You know what? I should."
what were
And
you at the point?
eggs are getting too fucking expensive, even in Trader Joe's. So I'm like, girls gotta hustle. Girls gotta hustle.
Well, this was the thing. Was it like you didn't try hard enough? Let me pull down my pants so you could just get on my thong and like slap my ass and see if that works.
That
Like,
was
was it like
that
that?
would have worked better. Yeah. Oh my god. The things we do.
No, believe it or not, I had so the one time I have, well, one of the two times I've escorted, like I
Mhm.
had this like older dude who's like, I want to suck your dick. He literally came into my place. He sucked my dick for 2 seconds, gave me $100, and walked out. I'm like,
Maybe that is the treatment that we should seek on our daily.
yeah, it's like I'm like I don't gotta come either. Like, d-
I say less, yeah.
yeah, like
And I feel that's the magic of sex work. It's like people just want it and they're willing to pay for it. It's like what a doll can do, what a doll can do if it's not collecting the bills.
of course we are pro sex worker on here,
Without
like pro
collecting, baby.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I love
business
people.
it's not gonna buy itself.
I love when people shit talk sex workers and all of a sudden they consume porn. It's like, well, uh, hello, you think these people like are setting in their home movies? No,
Hell
they
no.
literally are on a set, like, and you're watching them. So it's like clearly you like sex.
Yeah.
You just don't want to date somebody who's got an OnlyFans. It's like,
And what's
I'm
the point?
sorry.
Yeah, it's just another job. And I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, in order for you to be able to perform and do this kind of thing, you definitely have to be like hypersexual in any way, shape, or form. Like I'm always constantly thinking about like dick at all times. And I'm very grateful that I get things floated with dicks in all sizes, colors, and shapes on every social. I'm like, thank you.
See,
It's very rewarding, I have to say.
see, dicks of all shapes and sizes. Let's put it this way: I'm not a size. I try not to be a size queen, but
Hmm.
being a thicker bitch with a fat ass, you have to have a dick that is a certain size
Hmm.
in order to be able to break the floodgates.
Yes.
So it's like if you're not above 6 inches, sorry, boo boo,
Sorry,
you
baby.
gotta
It's
find
not.
somebody else.
Oh, baby. I mean, she's been to places. What can I say? she's she can accommodate very well. That's how I like to put it. It's like, baby, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. You just need to take a little extra time in love, and we can make it work. I promise.
No, it's like that's why when some people are like, "Oh no, I'm scared to be with black guys," I'm like, girl, you was scared to take a big dick. That's
They're
what it is.
scared of like actually like the best sex of their lives, probably like bomb sex. That's what they're scared of because I see no reason why not to. We love. I have to say, like, if I have
Yes.
to pick, I will definitely gravitate towards the bigger side of the spectrum. Mm-hmm.
Yes. We know
including
what we want.
including my
We know what
toys.
we want.
Mm-hmm. And the most important part is like we're not afraid to say it, and we're not afraid to ask for. That's also very important.
No, it's like that's why and to everyone on here who's Daddy Dolls fans who eventually see this who'd be like, "Oh, he only no." It's like no, I have sex with white men twice a year. I call it community service, but
Whoever's vibing at the moment is whoever's gonna get it. That's
yeah,
the thing. Is like, yeah, if we connect at some level, baby, life's too fucking short, and we're not getting any younger. So
exactly.
it's now. Now it's the time. But again, I have to say, I consider myself definitely like a very hypersexual person. Not necessarily has to be related to maybe like promiscuous in a way, not slut shaming or like whatever. But
Yeah,
I take sex in a very like intimate, a special level. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Exactly how to separate it, but I would rather have like quality sex over quantity sex. You
yeah.
know
Because
what I mean?
it's like I would rather be with someone who can like. I'd rather get 5 loads from the same person than
Mm-hmm.
5 loads from 5 different people in the same day. Like
Yeah, because
that's
you can get like three good ones and two disappointments. We can avoid the disappointment part, right? Let's avoid the disappointment part, please and thanks. And I feel like as I grow older, I value that more because I'm like, you know what? Ain't nobody got time for bad sex. No one. No one should go through that.
That's why people who like this isn't necessarily gay people, this is straight people who's like they marry bad sex. It's like baby,
It's
like
a
you got
perfect formula for failure.
it's like you got married to someone who like didn't satisfy you. Like why?
Wow. Noah. God forbid. Noah.
It's like you
Oh,
want you want kids that badly. Like kids aren't worth it.
no, for real though. Especially like, sadly, in this economy, I'm like, every time that I see like a little kid, I'm like, I'm so sorry for you. Shit's about to go down. But enjoy it while you can, though. Have fun.
Yeah.
Do I see
So
myself with kids at some point? In a very, very like far future? Very far.
maybe I say maybe
Maybe.
because maybe
Maybe.
I'm like I don't know. Is it like
I feel like if whenever I get to a point where I can afford someone to take care of my child 24/7, I'm like, okay, I can have one or two. Slay.
yeah? See, my thing is, I'm like, I would totally, if someone's like, I want kids, I'm like, well, let's see. If I end up like on tour where like you're the one taking care of the kid and I'm the one out exploring the world, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Like,
Yeah, and I'm exactly on the same mentality that you have. It's like one thing it's what you want to do, but the other thing is like your aspirations, and I'm never gonna put that on like on a second level, I'm always gonna look after like what I want to do in the future.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was it like for you coming out as non binary?
Oh, it was a big, big moment of like self awakening. I was like, because I always was wondering why I was never able to fit, not even in my own community. I'm like, I was like, what am I missing? Because, like I'm always trying to seek for like a friend group or whatever. And the reason why I
Right.
wasn't achieving that is because I didn't know who I was. And I wasn't surrounding myself with people that I wasn't able to relate to. And I was like,
Exactly.
there's gotta be more depth into just me being like gay. You know what I mean? There's gotta be way more because the only explanation why I'm not able to like connect with other gays is because I'm like, I might be like something else. And that's when I started doing like introspective and like a lot of like I don't know, like when I came to terms, it was because again, the makeup helped me to unlock and achieve a new mentality. I'm like, why should I conform and why should dress up as like everyone is expecting me to dress up, and like why should I wear what everyone's like telling me to wear or the things that I should use? I'm like, I shouldn't be limited, It's like we're so fucking big and so fucking universal. I'm like, you're not gonna tell me no more how am I supposed to look and who am I supposed to love, and I'm like, enough with that. So when I came to terms of me being non-binary, it just allowed me to keep on growing. You know,
That's
it was
beautiful.
just the beginning of like another. I was like, it's just gonna be a phase. Like the makeup part is just gonna be another phase. As I was like punk back in high school, like I was like, it's gonna come through and I'll be just like back to normal. But I learned from this and from transforming and mutating into whoever character I wanted to be that that's the way that I'm supposed to be, like that's me.
That, yeah. I mean, you can't not be you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's that's why like once I found drag, it's like that's me. Like
Mm-hmm.
you put on everything, you like transform yourself. Like that's what going through the depression through so many years, because I was depressed from the age of 12 to the age of 26, as I say.
Yeah,
The fact that I am like still alive here talking to you, to me is amazing. And it's
it's
like
yeah, it's a
it's
purpose for you. It's a freaking
yeah.
big purpose, bitch. I hope you believe that.
Yeah.
Because again,
Eh,
people just get to see that your character, but they don't know how you feel at the end of the day. And not a lot
no.
of people is able to reach and be like, "Hey, are you okay?" or "How was your day?" You know, like they don't know that. We just put ourselves our best out there so others can just like get inspired by that. You know, and sadly no one's gonna get inspired by the dark times, but we were able to go through that.
Yeah. Well, I would say I do a little bit of both. I actually put kind of the worst out there because it's like that's why I do this podcast, because it's like I don't want to just show you the positive sides. Like I want to show you everything, because
Mm-hmm.
it's like you I don't want you to fall in love with the like false idealized, like I can put on the wig, I can put on the makeup, I can do all this, but it's like I had to go through some dark shit
Oh yeah.
to get there, and it's like I want you to know that. So like
Mm-hmm.
if you're like, how do you get to be strong? How do you get to be brave? It's like you got to go through some heartache. That's why, who is it? One time as a songwriter, somebody told me they're like, teach me how to write a song. I'm like, I cannot take you through my trauma of how to like get to be a songwriter. So it's like, I've heard about your life. Your life seems a little bit too fantastic. You're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be able to write songs. So it's like, sorry, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just being
definitely have
100.
to. Yeah, art it's absolutely related to our emotions for sure, and the things I have
Absolutely.
to go through. It's like if I'm having a sad day, and I'm telling you this, like my type of personality is like I'm not usually like the kind of person who's like able to show it or express it. I've been getting way better at that though, but in terms of like how I feel inside, I try to reflect that with the makeup. You know, it's like if some days I feel
Yeah.
like a little bit more blue or like a little bit more sad, I tend to gravitate to colors or like textures or like techniques that allow me to like tell the world that, you know what, it's like I'm still fucking slaying, but I'm not at my 100, you know, today,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
And that's okay. Like
Yeah,
you not
absolutely.
being at not at your 100. I'm telling this to everyone. It's like that's okay. Like the people who are always happy and like
It's
always are just
fake.
like
It's fucking fake.
it absolutely is fake.
Yeah.
It's like those are the people you can't trust.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are always like praise be God, I bless every day that the God is.
No, bitch.
I'm like
There's
I'm like you hiding something. Like you hiding something. You not gonna say it, but I know you hiding something. Like
I know too. I know too.
yeah, it's like it's I had this discussion with somebody when they're talking about like they don't put up walls. I'm like, I only put up walls with people when I feel that like somebody's homophobic
Oh yeah.
or is like
And we can
not gonna
detect
be
those red
accepted.
flags very quickly.
And
Yeah.
it's like then I'm gonna step back and be guarded and be timid. But it's like
Mhm.
and I'm always like that when I'm meeting people because it's like I want to get to know you.
Mm-hmm. As a
Not as
person.
yeah, not necessarily with queer people because it's like the older of us,
Mm-hmm.
the ones who you young 21-year-olds call us senior citizens. Fuck
Baby.
you, fuck you. Um,
Okay, fuck you, honestly.
but it's like, listen, we had to go through our traumatic stuff so that you can be here and basically come out and like have the pride flag out when you
And
come
live your
out and
best life. Yeah. And
yeah,
again, I feel like history repeats itself, you know, like there's also like our queens and kings who fought for us to be able to do what we do today. That too.
exactly.
Like I feel like they also require, and it's like our mission to be iconic for the new generations, period.
Yeah.
Because not no one else is gonna do it if it's not us. right? And
Right.
especially like I have two little nephews, and I'm like, baby, if any of you ends up being like a big ass gay, I want you to have this like freaking uncle that like he's gonna got your back, like nothing's gonna tell you shit, you will be able to just like do as you want in terms of like how you express yourself and like how you want whoever you want to love. They're like my biggest inspiration, my little nephews, to be honest.
Wow. Yeah, see, I don't have any like younger children in my life because like I have a very small family. Obviously, you coming from a Mexican family, you probably have a rather large family, right?
Well, I have three siblings, but my two siblings in the middle, they already have kids.
Yeah. See, it's
So
just
it's
my
okay.
it's just my sister and I, and like my sister hasn't had kids yet,
Mhm.
and she's the one who like in my family is going to have kids because like both me and my cousin, who are like the other side of the family, they're like my cousin's 37. She's like, I never wanted kids. I'm like, I don't want kids either. So it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
if you want to continue on the family, sis, you got to do it yourself because I ain't gonna do
Right.
it.
And the thing is, like, nephews are the best because you're actually like, they look like you, they could pass as your own, but they're not yours. So it's like, if you get bored after 5 minutes, I'm like, bitch, I'm done with you. Go back with your mama. Like, I can love you for no more than 5 minutes and we're still gonna be cool. That is the magic.
Yeah, and it's like plus it's like I can't be real with you until you get older anyway. Well, and then especially if you are gay, I'll like sneak you away from your mom and then I'll start like
Oh
telling
my
you
god,
about
baby. We're gonna teach you the ways. It's step by step.
I'm going to tell you about that time that I got fucked in the parking lot at a gay club. Like
Oh my god, I know, right? I'm gonna tell you about that time when I had five waiting for me at the Dick Dog in P Town. I'm like, it's not my fault. Everyone wanted it. Sorry. The drinks were drinking. So, but that was not on video, sadly, baby. That's why I didn't tell you this story. Although
well,
although I could make it happen.
let me put it this way: the best sex that I've had hasn't been on camera. Like
Period, bitch.
I told this story. I'll tell you this story. We're almost done with the questions, but it's like I'll tell you the story. So like I told someone like, granted, I was younger when this happened, so like I have had sex with a crackhead before, so it's like
We've been in that road.
and that was and then they were like the first person to like eat me out. So then like once I was in an open relationship with my boyfriend at the time, and I'm like once they did that, I'm like okay, you're doing this from now on. It's like you wanted to be the top, you wanted to be the top. I'm setting the rules.
Uh-huh. As you should, as you should.
So, have you ever suffered with body insecurities?
Um, yes, I feel that's something that I've had pretty much from very early days of my life. So my mom, my parents, and again, I love them so much. Like they were a little complicated at the beginning when I came out of the closet, but now we're cool and we love each other so much, and everything right now is just working perfectly on both sides. But
Yeah.
I have to say, a lot of my body dysmorphia and insecurities, I got them from my mom because she's just fucking stunning. Like, I grew up with a mother that was always like the hot mother, the hot mama, the MILF, if you will, like body yaddy 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 face, and where everywhere she was going, she was being like celebrated just because of the way she looked. And because of that, she was always very, I have to say, very demanding with her own self. I will see her always like on a diet and like complaining about this food or that food. And I feel like eventually at some point, especially during my teenagers years, I got that from her.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she's never happy with the way that she looks. It's like I feel like I'm not happy with the way that I look. And I think right now it's so much better, but again, we all have those days when you're just like you're just not feeling it, but it's okay. I feel like at the end of the day, how we look and like what we got is just like it's like so it's just a very short brief in time and life. You know, it's like it's just like it's just the outside. It's like and my mom has been getting way better with that too, to be quite honest. It's
Yeah,
like a teamwork, but I have to say my insecurities rely more on the fact that when I was growing up, I was very thin. I was very skinny. Like, and I was eating what I was supposed to do, what I was supposed to be eating. And I was just like, I thought I was like doing it on the normal way, but I will get always these comments of like, are you sick? You should be eating more. You should be eating more. Like, for people and everyone that's around me, that's the thing that I was always having planted in my head. And I'm like, I don't know what else should I do, you know? And right now it's like, I love my body and I love myself just the way that I am with all my flaws and everything, because we're not perfect, but some days I cannot help but going back to those days. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's just like something that I'm always gonna carry, but again, it's like I'm not gonna let that sensation like take over my body and like stop me from doing things or let that affect my mood. Like, I refuse because I let that thing go long time ago.
exactly. And it's
Mhm.
like I
And we all
definitely,
struggle. We all struggle with that.
yeah, I have myself. So like this is the thing, like being a thicker person, you see people all the time, you see all these models, and it's like you get to okay, so I am 6'3". I am a
Mhm.
tall bitch.
A tall
I
bitch. We love a
yeah,
tall bitch.
yeah. I thought I should weigh 150 pounds.
Hmm. That's
And
not gonna
like
be possible. Yeah, huh?
exactly, exactly. No, like especially the way that I'm built, and then like eventually like, it was like towards the end of the pandemic, I'm basically like I started walking around like half naked in drag, wearing like t-shirt dresses, bodysuits, wearing fishnets, and basically saying like
Big
if you
move.
don't
Big
if you don't
move.
yeah, if you don't like my body, you don't gotta fucking look at me. Like,
Yeah. Fuck off. You're still gonna fucking serve cunt every time that you get.
yeah.
Seriously.
And it's like some of y'all drag queens that have to pad, y'all are just like jealous that I have a natural ass and I don't have to.
Yeah, they're just not gonna, they're never gonna admit that, but I'm pretty sure it's just jealousy, baby. Just jealousy.
Yes. Yes, definitely. And I do have to
But
say
yeah,
I'll give you a positive. Like you are stunning and amazing. Like
thank you so much. And thank you for having me again. I'm like, it really amazes me like how people like you like reach out to me something like,
yeah.
how come you want to know about me? You know what I mean? Like, how I find that really, really amazing. And I'm really grateful for this moment and for your platform.
Yeah. Well, it's in truth what it is it's in truth, I don't tell people. I'm giving away my secret right now. It's like I find somebody I find attractive and like I find a way to like get an angle to like make them interesting.
Well, you know what? Thank you. Thank
You're
you. That's the
welcome.
self-esteem boost that I needed today. I really appreciate it.
And
And
it's
again, best of the luck. I hope this is not the last time that I get to see you because I had so much fun today.
no, like okay. Oh crap! I didn't realize what time it was. Yeah, I mean, I still gotta. How much more time do you have? Like, I know we're running kind of close to the end. Like,
So here's the thing. I'm celebrating one of my friend's birthday today. I have
yeah.
to take a little break in the middle and then I'm going back to her house because
Okay.
we're getting good stuff right there. We're getting very good weed.
Yeah. You fine, boo. Anyway,
Mhm.
like
Okay.
definitely, I have some questions left, so obviously I'll be able
Yeah.
to like
But if
come
you
up
want
with
to go
more.
for them, I'm open. We can keep going.
Okay, I got literally, I got like three more.
Yeah. Let's finish this right. How about
Okay.
that?
So, well, you said you did weed. My next question is, what's your relationship to drugs and alcohol?
I definitely been cutting my alcohol to more than half. I was this girly who will go out and black out on alcohol like most of the times. But now I like more my party drugs. I feel like they last longer. You don't have to be fucked up the next day, or at least I never get like a bad reaction or something like that.
Yeah.
And weed, baby, weed, that marijuana saved my entire existence. Like keeps me mellow and relaxed. But I love
Work.
them, to be honest. Like I love a good time. I love to party. I'm not afraid to say it, and that is just like a very good enhancer to me, in my opinion.
So, work. In terms of
Mhm.
me, drugs, I only abused one thing. It's something legal, which
Mhm.
I'm going to say this because people probably don't think you can abuse this. So, I have bone spurs in the heels of both of my feet.
Okay.
So, like, before I got on health insurance, I was abusing ibuprofen like crazy. Like, I was
Oh
taking
yeah, for that.
for 4 months. I was taking 18, 24 pills a day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I had a very good. I had a very weird thing with Pepto Bismol when I was little. I will drink that shit straight from the bottle. Maybe that was the first red flag. But here's the thing about drugs. In my
Yeah.
opinion, if you do them for pure recreational purposes,
Yeah.
baby, have fun. If you're not trying to like
Get
numb
addicted.
yourself from a feeling or sensation, if you're not trying to escape your reality for something that happened, then go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Embrace it, have fun. If you have a very good dealer and you know that his stuff is safe, baby, you're blessed. Count
Right.
your blessings and get them to your friends too. So that's the thing. As long as you're not trying to hide anything or like numb any kind of feeling, you're good.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll skip that one and then I'll end on this one. So, what's the biggest misconception about you?
Oh, the biggest misconception about me, I think people just tend to think, ah, my gosh, people might, and I'm telling you this because it comes from a place where I feel like sometimes not even like the closest people that I have reach out to me, and I feel like because of the way that I present and because of the way that I'm online and because like my personality, I feel like most people think that I'm always happy, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not the truth. It's like sometimes, and again, I struggle a lot to show people when I'm facing a difficult time or when I'm not feeling okay because again, I feel like I like to empower people and I like to lift people up. And how am I supposed to do that for others when I'm not even can keep myself together, you know? But that's a big misconception, and I feel like only my closest girlies are the ones that I'm like, hey babe, can I have like a little intervention? But I have to tell them. Like I have to tell people that I'm not doing well.
Aw.
Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people, oh, you're so bright, and people gravitate towards you, and you're so happy, and it's so contagious, and like that. But I'm like, yes, but at the end of the day, I like to believe that I'm a doll. I really do like that
Yeah.
fantasy for me, but I'm just a human. Yeah, like everyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say for me, people have a tendency to think that that I'm shady. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
shady, I'm blunt. Like,
A diva, if you will.
it's not even diva. It's like here's the thing. If I have something to ask you or I have something to tell you that I feel would help you,
You
I'm going to
will.
fucking say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of my friends now, like literally when I interviewed them for the first time, they live in LA. I asked them like, since you live in LA, do you have real friends? Like that's
Like confess. Uh-huh.
it's like that's something where it's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna ask you that question. You want to know why? Because everything I've heard about LA is that everyone's fake as fuck. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know: is it? Can you actually find somebody to be a friend, or is it like you're that person who's like, and then they told me, yes, I had this person that, but it's like they had to laugh at first because they were like,
No,
like, oh
it's
my god, the shade, I can't. I'm like, I'm
it's just
sorry.
yeah. And I feel like there's a big misconception of the terminology of friendship, especially like in the gay community. It's like, baby, it's like that's something you have to work on and you have to build. It's not something that is just gonna happen and flourish out of nowhere. That's not how it works. That's why I
It,
have like I can tell you I have like my five girlies that I'm like I will die for and I will do anything for them. And I know they also got my back. But to get to that point, it took me years.
and
Uh,
the thing is, it's like you have. This is my view. You have different levels of friendship. Like you
mhm.
have people who like you are super close with. I have a few of those. You have people who are like what I call like entertainment, like
For the party
gay, gay, gay,
purposes. Yeah.
gay friends, and then like you have people who are more like acquaintances, and it's like it's because you can't like spread yourself so thin. Like there's people where like you have to like there's people like I want to be there for, and it's like,
Yeah.
but you can't be there for everybody. Like I can't. Like, granted, yes, I've chilled, I've vibed with people on this podcast, but it's like I can't be friends with everybody who's ever been on here. Like,
Yeah, no, there's no
I don't,
way.
I got a job. Like, I got a job besides this. Like, I got a life.
Hmm. True. Yeah, I don't fuck with acquaintances though. It's like I'm not here for the small talk. I'm here about to talk about my dreams and the universe and how things work. And I'm like, I just need like real people around me to keep me like again, like to think that I'm not insane.
Exactly, and
Hmm.
it's like you want someone who's real, because like I your energy for me like amazing. Like, I love you. Like,
Thank you. I love you too. I'm actually
there you
having
go.
such a blast right now. Like I fuck with you a lot. Hit me up when you're in
There you go.
Boston, please.
I know. I know somebody. And now here's the thing. I know people. I know we're closing up. I promise. It's like I know people all around the country, and like everybody wants me to come see them. I'm like, you gonna pay? As I said, you gonna pay for me to come see you? Like, it's like, but I'll make a trip to Boston. Like,
The only condition is like a couch so I can crash there. It's like I don't need a lot.
no, it's like
Yeah.
I don't even need a couch. I'm like, I need like, are there cheap hotels? Like
Oh yeah, hookers and cigarettes. That's what we need.
that's why somebody like judged me for staying at a for staying at Motel 6. I'm like, listen, all I need is a bed. I
Yeah.
need a bed, like no roaches, and like I'm all good. Like,
Life it's outside the room, honestly. Life happens outside the Motel 6 room and you can always have like the best experience. It's not about where you sleep. Fuck it.
well, also I hope at some point, I hope to have life inside the hotel room too. Bring
I
somebody
mean,
home.
that too. If you want to know how to light a doll properly, I'm down.
Anyway,
Well,
with that being said, as I said, loved getting to meet you.
nice meeting you too.
And with that being said, this is Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and I hope you've enjoyed.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.